Welcome back, horror enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the chilling world of abandoned asylums. These places hold dark secrets and ghostly tales that will send shivers down your spine. Are you ready to explore the top 5 most haunted asylums in America? Let's get started. Kicking off our list at number 5 is the infamous Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Louisville, Kentucky. Built in 1910, this massive hospital was intended to house tuberculosis patients during a time when TB was an incurable and highly contagious disease. The conditions were rough and many patients lost their lives here. It's believed that over 60,000 people passed away within Waverly Hills walls, creating a dark and eerie atmosphere that lingers to this day. One of the most haunted spots in the sanatorium is the infamous body chute, or death tunnel, a long, sloping tunnel used to transport bodies discreetly from the upper floors to the bottom of the hill, away from the view of other patients. Today, this tunnel is a hotbed of paranormal activity, with people reporting chilling sounds, eerie shadows, and even physical sensations as they walk through it. Then there's the story of a nurse named Mary, often referred to as Tina by local legend, who allegedly took her own life in room 502. It's said she became pregnant by one of the doctors and, under tragic circumstances, hung herself from a light fixture. Visitors report strange occurrences around room 502, from flickering lights to ghostly apparitions. Many say they can still feel a sad, lingering presence there, as though she never truly left. Visitors also recount hearing disembodied voices echoing through the halls, spotting shadowy figures lurking in doorways and feeling an overwhelming sense of dread, especially on the upper floors. Ghostly figures, cold spots, and inexplicable sounds have turned Waverly Hills into a chilling haunt for paranormal investigators and thrill-seekers alike. The sanatorium now opens its doors to visitors seeking a brush with the supernatural, if they dare. At number 4, we're venturing into the shadows of Danvers State Hospital. In Massachusetts, one of the most infamous mental hospitals in the United States. Built in 1878, Danvers was originally a grand Gothic-style hospital meant to treat mentally ill patients with kindness and dignity. However, overcrowding and underfunding turned it into a nightmare, infamous for its brutal treatments, including lobotomies, electroshock therapy, and restraints. Conditions became so severe that it was often called the birthplace of the prefrontal lobotomy. The hospital was abandoned in 1992, but stories of its dark past seem to linger in the very walls. Investigators and visitors claim to hear echoing screams in the empty halls, as if the anguish of former patients remains trapped within. Cold spots, strange whispers, and eerie footsteps have all been reported, especially near what was once the main building. Those who have been brave enough to enter also report seeing shadowy figures lurking in the corners and feeling an overpowering sense of dread. It's even rumored that certain parts of the hospital were so spiritually active that demolition crews in the early 2000s reported strange happenings as they tore down the old walls. Today, although most of the original hospital has been demolished, the horror legacy of Danvers lives on in chilling reports and local lore. So, what do you think? Are these echoes just the wind, or is something more sinister haunting this place? Coming in at number 3 is the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in West Virginia. Built in the mid-1800s, this sprawling structure was designed to provide a safe haven for 250 patients. But by the 1950s, severe overcrowding turned it into a nightmare, with over 2,400 patients crammed into tight, unsanitary spaces. Conditions were so horrific that patients endured forced isolation and experimental treatments like electroshock therapy that left many traumatized, or worse. Over the years, a dark legacy grew, with numerous accounts of abuse and mysterious deaths. Today, that troubled history seems to linger, drawing thrill-seekers from all over. Many visitors report spine-chilling encounters, from footsteps echoing in empty hallways to unsettling whispers and shadows. One of the asylum's most famous spirits is Lily, believed to be the ghost of a young girl who allegedly passed away here. Her spirit has become something of a legend. Ghost hunters claim she interacts with toys left in her room, like balls that roll across the floor on their own. Then there are sightings of full-body apparitions, former patients and even staff, seemingly stuck in the asylum. Even skeptics have reported feeling an overwhelming heaviness or a sudden coldness that creeps in without warning. Would you be brave enough to wander these haunted halls and perhaps come face to face with one of its restless spirits? Coming in at number 2, we have Penhurst State School and Hospital in Pennsylvania. This sprawling facility, initially intended to house people with disabilities, was quickly overcrowded and understaffed, leading to horrific conditions for its residents. For decades, patients endured severe mistreatment. Some even left in isolation for extended periods, or subjected to experiments and neglect. Eventually the abuse was exposed, but by then, many had suffered irreversible trauma. The facility was shut down in 1987, but its dark legacy still looms over its abandoned corridors. Today, Pennhurst is widely known as one of the most haunted places in America, drawing visitors hoping to glimpse the remnants of its tragic past. Paranormal investigators and thrill-seekers alike report chilling encounters, from unexplained footsteps echoing through the wards to faint cries and even eerie whispers of past residents calling for help. Shadowy figures have been spotted lurking in the corners of the abandoned rooms, while some claim they've seen apparitions moving through hallways. Some brave visitors even report hearing their own names whispered from the darkness. The energy at Pennhurst is so thick that many say it's as if the walls themselves hold the trauma and suffering that took place here. Rooms that were once used as treatment spaces now feel frozen in time, with old medical equipment adding to the unsettling atmosphere. Would you dare step into Pennhurst and walk among the memories of the past? Or would you fear that the lingering spirits of those mistreated still roam, waiting for their stories to be heard? And finally, taking our number one spot is the Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia. Though primarily a prison, Eastern State's dark history intertwines with mental health treatment, solitary confinement, and extreme punishments that often left inmates mentally broken. Its imposing stone structure and crumbling halls give a haunting glimpse into the harsh life within its walls. Eastern State was known for its pioneering use of solitary confinement as a form of rehabilitation, which often had devastating effects on inmates' mental health. The prisoners were isolated in windowless cells for up to 23 hours a day, only allowed out for brief exercise in solitude. Many lost their sanity in this confinement, leading to stories of anguished spirits wandering the empty halls. Today it's one of the most haunted places in America, drawing thousands each year to explore its eerie cell blocks. Visitors report cold spots, phantom footsteps, and chilling sounds echoing through the prison, including whispers, cries, and unsettling laughter that seem to come from nowhere. Some even claim to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the corners, or ghostly apparitions walking the halls where inmates once suffered. The penitentiary has a dark energy that makes even the bravest visitors second-guess themselves. The cells remain in near the same state as when the last prisoners left, and it feels like each corner hides a lingering presence. Eastern State is more than just haunted, it's a chilling reminder of past suffering and the lasting scars left by isolation and despair. Would you be brave enough to spend a night here, facing the spirits of those who may never have truly left? There you have it, the top 5 most haunted asylums in America. Which one gave you the creeps? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more spine-chilling content. Thanks for watching. Until next time, good nightmares and stay scared.